Long before computers filled our world, people dreamed of making difficult calculations easier and faster. These simple tools could represent numbers, giving human minds a helpful partner for counting. Then gears entered the story, allowing machines to perform arithmetic with carefully arranged mechanical movements. But one question remained. Could a machine follow a whole sequence of instructions by itself? In the 19th century, inventors imagined machines that could follow instructions, not merely calculate one number. DREAM was not yet a modern computer, but its most important idea was already taking shape. Then electricity changed everything, replacing many moving gears with incredibly fast electronic signals. Electronic computers could perform thousands of operations far faster than people turning mechanical handles. But there was a problem. Early electronic computers were enormous, sometimes occupying entire rooms. Its thousands of vacuum tubes also produced heat, demanded power, and sometimes failed. Engineers needed something smaller, cooler, sturdier, and easier to maintain. The transistor arrived like a tiny hero, switching electrical signals without needing a giant glowing tube. Suddenly, computers could become smaller while remaining powerful enough for increasingly complicated work. Then engineers learned to place many electronic components together on tiny pieces of silicon called integrated circuits. More components could now fit into less space, giving computers a huge leap in capability. Then came a breakthrough that changed the computer forever. The microprocessor put a central processing unit onto one tiny chip. Now a computer no longer needed an entire room. A much smaller machine was becoming possible. Soon, computers began leaving laboratories and appearing on desks in homes, schools, and offices. For the first time, ordinary people could use computing directly for writing, learning, organizing, and creating. Information could now be stored, retrieved, changed, and created again and again. Then computers became friendlier to use, with pictures, windows, icons, and a mouse guiding the screen. Instead of memorizing complicated commands, people could interact with the computer through visual tools. And then something extraordinary happened. Computers began connecting to one another. Through networks and the internet, a computer could send information far beyond the room where it sat. Messages, images, knowledge, and ideas could travel across the planet in moments. The computer was no longer just a machine on a desk. It had become part of a worldwide digital network. Computers became portable, and suddenly people could carry their digital world with them. One small machine could help someone learn, create, communicate, calculate, and explore. Wireless connections made the computer even freer, allowing information to move without cables tying everything together. Today, computers can place astonishing processing power inside devices small enough to fit on a desk. It can work with words, pictures, numbers, sound, video, and enormous amounts of information. And often, the machine on your desk works together with many other computers far away. This shared computing world is often called the cloud because information and processing can happen across connected systems. Modern computers can also process language, recognize patterns, and help people work with complex information. Yet every clever result still depends on hardware, software, instructions, data, and electricity working together. Even powerful computers must manage heat, energy, storage, and countless tiny electronic signals. Engineers continue searching for ways to make computing faster, smaller, safer, and more energy efficient. From classrooms to laboratories, computers now help people solve problems, create ideas, and discover new possibilities. And the computer no longer has just one shape. Its technology now lives inside many kinds of devices. Computers can also control machines, helping people perform precise tasks in science, engineering, medicine, and industry. Computers help scientists study weather, space, oceans, living things, and the world around us. For artists and creators, computers became powerful tools for drawing, music, animation, games, and storytelling. But greater connection also creates challenges, so computers need security to protect information and systems. Careful design, strong passwords, updates, and responsible use help keep digital systems safer. A computer is powerful, but people decide how that power is used and what problems it helps solve. And somehow, this tiny machine still carries the same basic dream that began with simple counting tools. Count, calculate, remember, communicate, and solve. That simple purpose kept growing more powerful. Because computers can handle information so quickly, they have become partners in exploring ideas humans could never process alone. But this journey is far from finished. The next chapter is already waiting. Tomorrow's computers may become even smaller, more connected, and more deeply woven into everyday life. Computing could help people explore distant worlds, understand nature, design new materials, and solve difficult problems. Instead of one computer doing everything, future systems may cooperate as vast networks of specialized machines. Future engineers will also need to make computing powerful without wasting unnecessary energy or resources. As computers become more connected, protecting privacy, safety, and trustworthy information will remain important. For children, computers may become even more powerful tools for learning, creating, experimenting, and discovering. The most exciting part of the computer's future may be what people discover when they use its power together. From enormous rooms to tiny chips, the computer's journey has always been a story of doing more with less. Every generation built upon the one before it, carrying old ideas into new and smaller forms. A tiny chip may look nothing like a wooden counting frame, but both were created to help humans work with numbers. The machines became faster and more complicated, but their purpose remained surprisingly simple: process information. And because computers can communicate, one machine's work can become part of something much larger. The computer does not replace the human idea. It gives people new tools for turning ideas into possibilities. After centuries of invention, the computer has become one of humanity's most useful tools for exploring information. Its journey stretches from simple beads to machines capable of processing extraordinary amounts of information. The remarkable pattern is clear. Smaller components brought greater possibilities, again and again. And wherever the journey goes next, computers will continue changing as human needs and imagination change. Its story teaches a simple lesson. Powerful change often begins with one small idea. From counting beads to intelligent networks, each generation carried curiosity a little farther. The computer's story is not finished. As long as people keep imagining, learning, and solving, its journey continues.